Kellen Moore gets another dub. Okay. All right, let's do the post game. Okay, let's do it. Let's do the post game here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hold on one sec. Let me get this right. Bop, bop, bop. Okay. All right, so the Saints get their win. Boom. Second win of the season. Huge performance from the defense, first and foremost. Defensively dominated the game. You have Rico Dowdle coming in as probably the best running back in the NFL, or the hottest running back in the NFL, or whatever. 18 carries for 53 yards, 2.9 yards a carry. The run defense shut him down completely. The run defense has been so up and down this year. At times, against Christian McCaffrey, against James Conner, against Kenneth Walker, against Rico Dowdle, they've been really, really good. Okay? Other times they haven't, but defense showed up here. Honestly, the defense played better than this even shows, because you're talking about the blocked field goal, you're talking about that's special teams, but you're talking about the interception that didn't count. So really good stuff from the defense. Good job. Okay. Tyler Shough was really good in this game. Flat out. Tyler Shough was really, really, really good. 19 for 27, 282 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, 128.9 rating. Not that rating matters, but he was nice. Navigated the pocket well, was patient, kept his eyes downfield, didn't panic when he was facing pressure, stood in there, took a couple hits. Really good stuff from Tyler. I mean, the fact that this is, his second start, took some serious lumps against the Rams, goes across the country to Carolina, and looks like he's ready to roll. So, moving forward, Tyler Shough is the New Orleans Saints starting franchise quarterback. Well, how long will that last? When I say franchise, I don't mean 10 years or whatever, but this performance right here, you can kind of put to bed this idea that the Saints are going to take Fernando Mendoza first overall. If Tyler Shough is playing like this, we are not taking a quarterback first overall. Okay? Because, again, this is his second game. You would assume he's just going to develop and keep getting better. But I liked what I saw from Tyler Shough in this game a lot. Alvin Kamara didn't have the average, but the average would kind of lie to you in this game. He had a couple of his 1-yard runs were insane. A couple of his 2-yard conversions were the best runs of the day. 22 carries for 83 yards and 3 receptions for 32 yards. So Alvin gets over 100 yards total. This is what Kellen Moore wants to do, guys. He wants to run the football. He wants to have this balanced attack. He wants to chew up clock. He wants to play with the lead. He wants to lean on the defense. He wants to, we ran the ball 37 times, and Shuck still got 27 attempts. So it's going to be a super balanced attack. This is kind of a snapshot of what this offense can do. And James, we only scored 17 points. We had 388 yards of offense, and in the fourth quarter, we just ran the football, right? We were totally happy with leaning on this team, running the football, killing clock, whatever. 5.8 yards per play to 3.5 is an ass whipping, okay? That's 2.3 yards per play difference. That is a skull dragging. I'll tell you that right now. This is borderline a Fugazi box score the other way. The Saints only winning by 10 is kind of crazy. They should have won this game by 17-21, I would say. When you have that much of a YPP advantage, that much of a total yards advantage, that much of just an everything advantage, impressive. Yet again, the Saints defense 3 for 9 on third down, pretty good. 8 for 17 on third down. Now here's why that's interesting, okay? 8 for 17 is good, right? The 17 part means you're putting yourselves in a lot of 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, 3rd and manageable. Okay, that's how you get to that 17 number, which is good. Run plays, keep yourself in front of the chains, keep yourself moving forward, matriculate down the field. At times, this offense was explosive, right? At times, this was explosive. Good stuff. Great stuff. And I'll tell you this right now, it's only been 2 games. But Kellen Moore might have managed this quarterback thing really well. He might have managed this really well, giving Tyler all those weeks to develop, all those weeks to watch Spencer, all those weeks to learn how to be a pro, all that stuff. Spencer was fine, but handing it over to Tyler when he was ready, and only Kellen can know that. We can't see practice and all that stuff, but Kellen might have managed this thing perfectly. He really might have. What a performance, man. What a performance. Like 388 yards could have easily been 450 yards if we would have had to throw, or we would have, we're just bleeding clock at the end of the game. Could have absolutely been a really, really, really like pretty number in that total yards. But 388 is still a lot for sure. 5.8, when you're trying to run out clock, 5.8 is a ton. So you do this after trading Rashid Shaheed, after trading Trevor Penning and getting picks. All of the doom and gloom, like all of that, these are the games where, and we're also 0-2 in the red zone. Like that's what I'm saying, where this is kind of a fake box score where you're 0-2 in the red zone and you have this kind of offensive success. Win by 10. This definitely should have been a 21-ish point win for sure. Yeah, I mean, you got, and this is what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Like this is where you can see some light in between those clouds. You know what I mean? Like you can see something. You can see, okay, this is what we're trying to do. Okay, this is what we want our identity to be. Okay, we proved we can win games. We proved we can go on the road against a hot team in their environment and win a game. And a divisional game nonetheless. And I'll take it. We play Carolina again at our place. We play Atlanta twice. Like, all of a sudden, I'm not saying we're going to make the playoffs or anything, but all of a sudden, we can see some performances like this a little bit more. And man, I mean, for a team that needs some hope, for a fan base that needs something to cheer for, this was a good day. This was a good day for sure. Okay, let's go to the chat here. B-Rye, super chat at $5. How do y'all feel about the Dolphins game? I want to go all in. Who dat? Brute Saint, super chat at $10. Genuinely impressed with Shuck. Panthers defense aren't scrubs either. He looked real good. Yeah. I mean, now we just see it. Now you just want to see it every week. They're going into a bye week. Gives the whole team some momentum. A whole team to have momentum and a whole team to feel good about themselves for 2 weeks. Like this is the perfect time for this to happen. Where you have this performance, things start to click, everyone gets the weight off their shoulders, like Olave gets the weight off his shoulders. People were saying to bench him, cut him, trade him. Juwan Johnson gets some weight off his shoulders, bench him, trade him, cut him. Alvin Kamara, same thing, just get some of that weight off and you get 2 weeks. Now you go into the bye week, everyone can kind of be all right for a couple of weeks versus just straight up misery, for weeks and weeks and weeks. So, I mean, great stuff. It feels weird. Like it feels weird to watch this game where the Saints win, sure, but also just dominate the game. Like I never really felt like the Saints were going to lose this game once we started playing. Like obviously before the game, you never know what's going to happen. But once we watched it, and once we're watching it, I mean, at least for me, it looked like we were the much better team, right? Like we were much the better side. So it was just something we have not seen this year. Like the Giants game, the Giants had 5 turnovers or whatever. This was just kind of, like we played good, but we still left a lot on the field. The interception got called back, the whole field goal debacle. We 0-2 in the red zone, the penalty, like some of that stuff. Like this wasn't just the most perfect game possible for us, but we just kind of dominated from the start to the end. So this was nicey. And like I said, like do not underestimate how good it feels for a team to see this, feel this, and then you get to rest up in the bye week. Then you get to hit the ground running and get ready for Atlanta at home. Great spot, right? Now you do this 2 weeks to prepare for Atlanta in your place. Great spot. All of a sudden you beat Atlanta, and their narrative around this team is way different, All right, way different. I'm happy as a clam. I'm happy as a clam right here. I mean, this is a good day. This is a good day to be a Saints fan. This is a good day moving forward. You know, everybody on this team played well and did what they had to do. I mean, you know, the word is that Olave is working on his extension. They're going to extend Olave. Olave is good. Is he a true number one, whatever, Jamar Chase? No. But he is absolutely a piece you want in your wide receiver room. So you get Chris Olave some help. You build out that wide receiver room. You get Tyler Shough some more playmakers. Get some help on defense, whatever you got to do through the draft and stuff. There's things here, right? Like, there's things here. There's stuff here. It's a rebuild. We just traded Rashid Shaheed and Trevor Penning. We're getting draft picks. We probably are still going to have a top 5 pick, whatever. But there's pieces. There's stuff happening. Kellen Moore I thought, called a good game. I thought Kellen Moore called a good game. I wonder if anyone will ask in the post game. I wonder if they'll ask about the 3rd and 5 draws. Like, is Tyler changing that at the line, or are you seeing something, whatever? I have a feeling Tyler Shough was checking out some plays and calling that. You know, on one hand, it's kind of wild that Kellen's giving him that much leeway to just be able to do that. But so we'll see. We'll see what happens if they shine a light on that. If not, whatever. But we're seeing Alvin in the passing game a little bit. We're seeing screens. We're seeing a little bit more of that. So a little more evolution of what they're trying to do. We saw so much Taysom. I mean, Taysom had what did he end up having? 7 carries. I mean, he had to have 15 snaps. You know, he had to have 15 snaps this game. So Taysom got a ton of work. Yeah, just good stuff, man. I mean, like I said, there's not much to not like about this. There's not much to not like about this performance or what we saw from the team or the play calling or any of that. So, yeah, let me read chat a little bit. Let me caught up in chat. Being in a close game and watching your team have to matriculate until it's time to punt field goal is a huge difference. Yeah, this is so wholesome. If we can get the run game humming, oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Shuck looked above average. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. No doubt about that. Got to set up tendencies for Hill. Yeah, I mean, I think that was all fine. Like, the Taysom Hill stuff, you know, certainly at the end of the game, like leaning on him to kind of mix up the running game, cool. You know, mix it up. Kellen needed this win, absolutely. Yeah. You know, and Carolina was coming into this game as a 5-4 team, 3-1 at home. You beat that team. I think it just shows like the same thing we've been saying all year, where the Saints aren't good, but they're not the worst team of all time. Like, the Saints are not, and look, like, I don't want to, you know, it's easy to say this now, but we did a video this week where the narrative was like, I can't believe the franchise has put this product on the field and Saints fans deserve better. And this team, I can't believe this. This should be this is a travesty to have to watch this team. Like, that's all a lot. You know what I mean? Like, that's all just like, guys, it's a rebuild. It's taking some time. You know, there's ups and downs, whatever. You have some close losses early in the season. Like, maybe it's not full on like travesty levels of whatever. A travesty is trading up from 9-1 to take Bryce Young. A travesty is paying Trevor Lawrence $275 million. A travesty is believing, however many years in, that Bryce Young is going to eventually take a step. Okay? Like that, those are problems. Those are travesties. This is, I just don't think this is a travesty. You know? So, I love it. I like it. As far as like Shuck, Rattler, I will say this at the end here. I am surprised at some of the discussion going on during the game. I mean, it really is like the Saints are winning, right? A road divisional game, the second win this season. And as we're winning, I can see the conversation in the chat being, Rattler fans and Shuck fans going at it. That is nuts. That is absolutely insane. Guys, Shuck's the starter. The New Orleans Saints are winning football games. The offense is rocking and rolling. Chris Olave's got over 100 yards. We got to just be okay with this. We got to just be okay with what's on the field. We got to just be okay with the team playing well. We got to be okay with that. You know what I mean? We got to be okay with that. So I was surprised to see that for a majority of the game, but I would assume that's going to, dissipate as the season goes on. But was shocking to see that. Not going to lie. Was shocking to see that. This one gets an A+ from me. I mean, as far as the performance, I think this is an A+. I think maybe not an A+, maybe a B+. I'll say B++, because you still did have, some whoopsie poopsies there. You still did have the penalties on the first possession where, it allowed them to score, and we still had some stuff. So I'll say B+. I'll say B+, but really close to an A. Really close to an A for me. Anthony Palmer, super chatted $4.99. Olave and Shuck connection was awesome. The one-handed catch reminded me of Colson and Breeze. Olave looked good, and Olave gutted it out too. Olave gutted it out, man. He was hurt early and stayed in, played hard. So shout out to Olave for that, for sure. I'm happy for the team. I'm happy for Kellen Moore. I love him like a brother. I'm happy for Tyler Shough. I'm happy for Chris Olave. I'm happy for Juwan Johnson. I'm happy for Alvin Kamara. Happy for the fans. I'm happy for the fans that at least for this week and next week, we're 1-0. All right? Like, we're 1-0 going into the Atlanta game. The Superdome has a little life to it, or should have a little life to it. All right? So, celebrate. Get you a pint. Get you a pint of Guinness. Get you, do what you got to do. If you don't want a pint of Guinness, get you a pint of Haagen-Dazs and live wild and free. For a Sunday in November, the New Orleans Saints are 1-0 as far as I'm concerned. They're 1-0 going into the bye week, and we got some momentum. The offense is moving. This wasn't. Let's take a look here at the play-by-play. So the Saints go 10 plays, 78 yards, 5 minutes. Good drive. They go 3 and out here. So they have 2 3 and outs. They had 2 3 and outs. Okay. So certainly better than 4 3 and outs in the first 5 possessions like in LA. And again, this is some of the stuff where it wasn't perfect for the Saints. It wasn't perfect, and we still dominated a team that was 5-4 and LOL had playoff aspirations. Again, LOL. So to have a performance like this in a tough spot, going from LA all the way to Carolina cross country, pretty solid, So we got to clean up some stuff, clean up some penalties, get these 3 and outs out of there, get better in the red zone. That's the next evolution, right? The next evolution is, okay, what do you do in the red zone? We're 0-2 in the red zone. So how do you fix that? Who do you go to? All right. So some of that stuff's got to be better. Well, yeah, once they figure that out, once they kind of evolve a little bit, I like it, man. And I for one am happy that we don't have to talk about firing Kellen Moore for the next 2 weeks, right? We don't have to talk about, Gail Benson selling the team for the next 2 weeks. Kellen, I'll give Kellen this. He has had the most arduous beginning to a coaching career ever. When you think about the Derek Carr situation, when you think about the losing streak, when you think about all that stuff, the quarterback battle, the quarterback controversy, I think Kellen has handled everything with an enormous amount of grace. An enormous amount of grace. So I do think it's funny, or I do enjoy beating the Panthers because the Panthers were very vocal in my comment section about how they were going to come in here and beat the Saints or whatever. So what I would recommend y'all do is go to my videos for the last couple of days, see all of the keep pounding Panthers fans, and then reply LOL. And just LOL in the comment section, because the Panthers said, it was going to be a 50-point game and they were going to lose, whatever. And now just drop a couple LMAOs in there, drop a couple ja-ja-jas in there, and so on and so forth. So feels good, man. Feels good. I mean, even at the end of the game, like, look at this drive. Like, this drive says like right here, it's like, all right, look, we've got to kill this clock off, is what this drive is saying, right? Kill the clock off. You got it. This is what the Eagles were really, really good at. The Eagles were really good. It's called the 8-minute drive. And that is like the game ender drive. We see the Eagles do this so much. And the New Orleans Saints just did exactly what the Eagles do. And they said, oh, we need to kill this game off? Okay, how about a 14-play, 7-minute and 35-second drive? This drive could have went on for eternity. This is a whole different situation if they go 3 and out here. If they go Alvin Kamara tackle for -1, Alvin Kamara for 6, oh, it's 3rd and 5, okay, incompletion punt. This is a different situation. But to be able to do that, to be able to do at the end of the game, you got to kill the game off. Can you have a 14-play, 8-minute drive? Can you do that? That's impressive. That's impressive. And this isn't going to show up on the box score. 14 plays, 48 yards, 735, doesn't end in points, whatever. Like, this is not going to show up after today. But, like, seeing this is highly encouraging. Highly encouraging. Impressive stuff. All right, ladies and gentlemen. What a stream, huh? 3.5 hours. Over 1,000 people in here. I thank you. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me today watching this game. And I appreciate that very much. Thank you to everyone who donated throughout the day. I appreciate that. The New Orleans Saints won by 10. Here's my promise with you. I'm going to discount the entire store. I'm going to discount the entire store 10% moving forward for this week. Maybe even for the next 2 weeks. Do I do it until the Falcons game? Let me talk with my sales team. But we are going to do a discount because of the win. We're going to do a discount on the store. If you want merch, wait. Check my Twitter. I'll announce when the discount is live. And I'm going to talk to my sales team.